Hello and welcome to Business Reporter's UK 2030 campaign. I'm Alistair Greener and today I'm talking to Patricia Zarita from BirdLife International. Good morning.
Good morning.
We look at change and the change that has to be undertaken for the sake of our environment because of climate change. And industry has a massive role in this, in changing the ways that they work. Tell us a little bit more about the current trends when it comes to industry and what they are changing.
I think business sector in general, not only the industrial sector, but if you think about it, the financial sector, for example, have a pivotal role in innovation and the way that they actually think about the future. And I think those leaders that are thinking more about having their production systems, their supply chains, their waste systems a lot more integrated and thinking more of a circular economy are going to be thriving a lot more, and they're seeing the economic benefit of it. I was in a finance conference yesterday, for example, and they were talking about how these sustainable portfolios are now exceeding the performance of traditional portfolios. So it's really exciting to see how the business sector is starting to engage more in identifying solutions and being part of the innovation that can help us make the planet be better.
One industry, of course, is agriculture, has a massive impact.
Well, agriculture is by far the biggest impact of nature. I mean, we have changed 40% of the planet, if you think about it, and 30% of the fisheries in the ocean are over-harvested. So there's no question that there is a huge impact right now. And the FAO report that just came out is actually calling us to think about food production in a way that is a lot more holistic and that is looking at not only intensifying the agriculture, but rather looking into how do we bring in other species. All of this is about balance and how we can actually not depend only on meat or only on soy or only on a couple of species, but rather think about a whole wealth of species that we traditionally had as our food on our plates, and that suddenly, because of the way that the market has worked, we are just depending on specific species now. The more that we can balance that out, the better that we are going to be and the better that the planet is going to be.
And you at BirdLife International are working very closely with the beef industry, looking at partnerships where you can actually help. Give us an idea of some of the other industries and some of the other areas where you're actually getting involved and creating partnerships to help the overall impact of agriculture and other industries.
This is the place where I see civil society and organizations like BirdLife International playing a very important role in these private-public partnerships. And in our role with the Grassland Alliance in the Southern Cone, with 500 ranchers in 500,000 hectares, producing beef in a way that it was traditional, is showing that it doesn't only have better returns for the farmers, but it's actually helping conserve carbon in the soil, and it's conserving amazing habitat for migratory species of birds that are coming from North America. That same system scaled up to other systems and to other industries is what we're looking at, and BirdLife is right now part of the just nascent global rubber platform. What we are looking at is working with the industry, with all set of companies, to figure out how can we actually make sure that that is sustainable and that it's not monocultures of rubber only, but it's actually integrated systems that is enabling biodiversity, nature, to survive and to thrive while we are producing rubber. That is demanded not only by the tire companies, but in general is growing all over the world.
And that's a challenge, isn't it? It is creating this balance between the huge demand that we have for beef or for rubber, but also at the same time thinking of the environmental consequences of it. So it's been really interesting finding out how they actually interact together. Patricia Zarita from BirdLife International, thank you very much.
Thank you.